There we go. We're live.
Yep, we'll be live in about 1 minute,
Nice.
but we'll wait. We'll wait perhaps a few more minutes.
Yeah, definitely.
Is on.
Hey everyone, so we'll wait perhaps 1 or 2 more minutes for people to join, and we'll then start the meeting. Hey everyone, so I think Delphina is still missing, but we'll start the call anyway, and we'll see if she joins. So welcome to this All Aragon Devs 50. I hope you all had a great weekend. So I posted the notes in the chat. Are there anybody willing to take notes today?
I can do it.
Okay, thank you very much, Gabby. I don't believe we have anybody new today, so we can just jump into the announcement with the Aragon OS announcement by Brett. Would you like to go ahead?
Yep. Yeah, so this is kind of an update from a previous announcement in, I don't remember which all Aragon Devs it was, but it was probably a month or two ago. With all of the effort on disputables and agreements that FAQ has been working on, it's now seen as kind of the killer feature for version 5. So in the next few weeks, we're going to be releasing beta versions of version 5 of Aragon OS with the disputables framework. This particular framework allows your Aragon application to be connected to the court, and so users can dispute actions and raise disputes, or challenge actions and raise disputes in court. Yeah, most of our existing applications that we see, whether that's voting delay, conviction voting, etc., kind of these like speed bump apps that are used to make decisions in an organization, we're going to be forking them and doing a slightly different implementation to make them disputable. So users will have the option of installing either the base application or the disputable version when everything is released. But this is kind of an announcement just to kind of update the last one where we said version 5 was going to be mostly only a cosmetic and quality of life change. That's now been updated. It is now including the whole framework around making apps disputable on top of those changes. So look out for that soon. Again, beta versions should be rolling out really, really quickly because we need them to develop. And yeah, let us know if you need any help building disputable apps or are interested in what they do.
Very exciting news. Thanks, Brett. Will this be still with on Solidity 0.4.24?
Right. Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, that has not been changed. So because everything else right now relies on 0.4.24, we decided not to upgrade the version for version 5. We may still do like I don't really know what to call it, but like like a beta version that supports Solidity 0.6 at this point. But it's still kind of unclear because most applications that are available today have already been built with 0.4.24, and it's just easier to take those and not upgrade them to newer compiler versions. And to be honest, like there's not so many new things with the new compiler versions that I think it makes sense to completely rewrite these apps to be those higher versions at this point.
Indeed. Well, it's exciting news nonetheless. So we have another announcement about the Aragon Connect. Gabby or Brett, would you like to make the announcement? Sorry, not Brett, Pierre.
Yeah. You want to do it? Yeah.
Yeah, you can go on, Gabby.
Yeah, let me double check. Okay. Okay. I had to, because I didn't add this announcement, but I was not entirely sure what's the specific thing that might be relevant to update. But yeah, the work on Connect is being really continued really with really motivation and
And we are really soon to release a first version in the next week or the next couple of weeks. And this will be adding the Raspberry descriptions and also including the subscriptions to the different data types of the Connect. And yeah, there was also an update on the subgraph that allow people to create their own app-specific subgraph, and this subgraph now is more generic and allow you to create even more easily your own application subgraph. And yeah, this was what has been happening the next couple of weeks. I don't know if Pierre or Brett have something else to add, but
I think that's pretty much it. And so yeah, we released the first 0.1 version, and we are heading toward the second version, 0.2. And yeah, we're probably going to have these new features, that is the subscriptions, the pagination, the possibility to do, instead of creating for example, in the voting app, instead of getting all the votes ever made on a voting app, we can say that we only want the 10 first ones, or to make like optimized requests. And the last thing is the ENS integration. At the moment, it's not like we need to use Ethereum addresses directly, and we're going to integrate soon the support for ENS domains.
Nice, very cool to hear this progress about Aragon Connect. Are there any questions about these announcements? All right, so we can jump to the demos. Just a quick note. We had a small problem at the last call. We weren't able to record the last call, so I believe we will have 2 demos that will be pretty much the same demos as last time. So sorry about that. I don't think Delphina is here yet, so perhaps we can jump into the demo about Aragon Connect by Pierre and Enrique.
Sure, let's jump on it. So regarding this demo, I'll be sharing my screen soon, but part of the philosophy we've been having when developing Connect is not only developing the core library itself, but also doctoring it, and just trying to make stuff with it, playing around with it, see what a user will like for the next releases. And so that's what we've been doing. And so that's been one of my tasks recently. And so I built this little thing called Pokegon out of Flurry, which is this. This is the splash screen. You may recognize this from the Pokemon from Moloch, which is basically their DAO explorer / voting screen. We tried to build this as a form of Flattery to see, hey, what can we do with what we have right now, which is a very alpha release. And so we just wanted to see what's up. And so if we go to inspect a DAO, this is the same thing DAO. You will see that you can get things already like the token name, token symbol, the amount of tokens that have been minted, the amount of holders. We can go and see the votes. We can then see description from the votes. As we still don't have the RADspec descriptions, but it will be coming soon, as Gabi said. Then we will be able to see what's the metadata from the vote, if it has an action. We can also see proposals, and we try to do some fun stuff, and we integrate in 3Bucks with it. And so, for example, we have Reddit style threads. I can upvote these. I can also downvote comments. I will downvote myself. I can also have emoji reactions. Let's say I can also reply. Say, reply, there's my comment. And so this is pretty cool because basically for each new vote, you can also have a thread, which is crazy. And also we can see the holders of the organization with their 3-box name, which is really cool as well. And so, for example, I can see that we have Dougie in here. He has 250 INT, which is cool. So we can go click and we will go to either scan to see their address, which is really cool. We can also share at the bottom if we had it deployed. This is running locally. So sadly, no link, but we will be probably deploying this later during the week as we prepare to use the stuff from the new release. And so, yeah, the cool thing, this is mobile as well. So you can definitely go grab it in your phone and see all the new stuff, see other boats. And yeah, basically we tried to build this again as a form of Flurry to Pokemon because we really like the concept. And yeah, we just try to use Gannett as much as we can and see what we want, what we don't want in a new release. And so that way, try to have a user perspective in terms of developing new things in Connect. Yeah.
Very, very cool. Thanks, Enrique. So all this information is fetched with Aragon Connect, right?
Yes, this is the coolest thing about this is that to fetch this information, it's at most 2 API calls. It's just voting the votes or token.holders. It's really easy, and it feels instead of trying to communicate with a Web3 environment, it's just like coordinating a few API calls and then just UI work, which is great.
Yeah, this is awesome. Do you have a link to the GitHub repo for this code, for this demo?
Yeah. Yep, I will be sharing it soon. Let me look for it. Awesome.
Thanks a lot, Enrique. Do you anyone has any question about this demo? It's very nice to see the progress on this. Thanks, Enrique, for the link. So we can move on to the next demo about the conversion app by Andy. Would you like to go ahead, Andy?
Yeah, sure. Can you hear me okay? It's the first time being on All Devs. If you're wondering who this strange British voice is, I'm Andy. I'm a UI engineer. I joined Aragon as a core contributor about a month ago. And I've mainly been working on fairly small improvements just to get my feet wet. And one of those I just want to share with you today. I'm just going to share.
Thanks for the intro, Andy.
Yeah, no problem. Okay. So you may or may not be familiar with the converter. At the moment, it sits on convert.aragon.org. And there's kind of a few pain points from a user experience perspective in terms of progressing through the transaction steps. It's not entirely clear to users where they are in the process. And if a transaction fails, I think they typically have to restart the process. So what we've done here is we've tried to sort of improve the visibility of where you are during the signing process if you want to convert. So I'll just show you an example I'll convert one ANJ to ANT here. And what's different here is I get clear visibility of the steps I need to sign here. I can at least get an understanding of, I mean, depending on the gas that I'm paying, I can actually see, okay, roughly where I am in the process, which I think is important because, oftentimes, especially, it can take a while. So I think it's really important to be able to see where you are in the process as it goes. I'm going to sign a couple here. So, if you just bear with it, you can, of course, access the Etherscan. So you can see, okay, what's happening. I mean, Etherscan hasn't seen it yet, but it is working. It's doing work. It's already signed the first step. If I just go ahead and sign the second one, and that should go through. That's pretty straightforward. And it's succeeded. So we have a bit of ANT now, which is great. I'm just going to go through and show you on the other side very quickly. I'll do ANT to ANJ. Now, here we've got 3 steps. Sometimes it can be 4, depending on the status of your approval and the balances and such. You might need to reset, but by and large, you're going to see 3 ANT to ANJ. I think what is useful here, especially when you have more steps, is if you do have a problem with one of the transactions, maybe it doesn't mine correctly, or maybe there's a user error and somebody clicks something wrong in the wallet, it's nice to be able to just restart the transaction from the failed step, which you can't really do at the moment, but you can do it, at least in this version, which I think is useful. That's kind of the long and short of what I wanted to show. It's quite a small improvement, but I think a certain subset of the community might appreciate the changes here. So thank you for that.
Nice, thank you very much, Andy. I think users will love this new repeat feature. So, and is there any question about Andy's demo? Unfortunately, Delphina is still not here, so I don't know if someone else could make her demo, or maybe we can move this demo to the next Aragon Dev call.
Yeah, I can try and demo some things. I've been running it locally in lieu of Delphi, and hopefully they will work. Let me just share my screen. I may also have to switch branches, so there might be a quick break in the middle. Okay, hopefully you can see my screen.
Yep.
Okay, so this is the current voting app that's deployed on Rinkeby. And the specific thing that we did here with the voting app was show more about the action description, particularly if you're going further in like a 2 or 3 step, or rather multi-step transaction path. The current voting app only shows you the first step, and it's not very good, right? Like if you read this, it's like, okay, great, I'm making a vote about another vote. Like I literally have no idea what I'm doing here. This is definitely a pain point for a number of users who have crafted these longer transaction paths. The way this particular organization did this was, if we look at their permissions, they have a community token and they have an inbox token. And the way they wanted to hook this up was use inbox as kind of like a triage and curation mechanism. So inbox, if we look at it, only token members can create new votes. That's what the token aggregator is for. And then the community inbox, only the, this is the inbox voting. Only the inbox voting can create new votings on the community voting instance. And then the community voting instance has the ability to do a bunch of things. Like I believe it can transfer tokens. This one is both of these voting instances, they're kind of separate use cases, but one of them is the community one. And so it can create token transfers in the organization. So that's kind of what led to this problem in the first place. We noticed a couple people were kind of creating these longer paths, and in the soon to be deployed version, you can now see that this path has been rendered. Like multiple steps have been rendered. So you can actually tell, okay, this new action, this new vote, it's going to be doing this. And it's not just like something you randomly have to guess at. So that's the first change. I'm very excited to get that out. And unfortunately, Delphi wasn't here to demo it, but she's been doing some great work there. The other one is related to, oops, this is the wrong one. Tokens, let me try and get this set up if I can. Great. Let's just see there. Ah, shoot, there are package JSON changes. Okay, give me 1 second. Just need to reinstall this. Hopefully it won't take too long while this is all spinning back up. In the meantime, we can go and look at pretty screenshots. So this is what it should look like, the change that we're about to see. Essentially, in the Tokens app, you have the ability to create vestings for token holders. In the past, the UI didn't show this at all. But with this change, this is a fairly large change to the Tokens app. We are going to be showing the vestings that are available for each particular holder. And there'll be a detailed view for each address about how the particular vestings are going at that time. Yeah, you can kind of see the duration, the clips, and the progress in terms of how far they vested. So that was fast. We get this up and going. Nice. Okay, so now, which one was it? If I go to that org, oh no, I must not be using the right command. Give me 1 sec. Yeah, that's not the right command. It's Token Manager. Okay, well, we will see if that works. Okay, it's still here. Okay. Nice. Okay, so you can see with the 0 locked that I am now using the new interface. So I can, hopefully, if I connect my account, and one of these should be me soon. Okay, this is me. Should be able to see the details. Not quite sure how. Okay, well, unfortunately, I cannot figure out how to get the extra detail state to show up in the demo. And unfortunately, definitely wasn't here to show it. But we can look at the screenshots. That's what it should have looked like. If we could have got it into that view, it probably would have been, maybe it's the URL. Maybe it's, there we go, there we go. So now we can see that I don't have any vestings. But if I go back to somebody else, this person I believe had 2 vestings. Nope, maybe they all timed out already. Maybe I need to clear the cache for this change. No, okay. Weird. Okay, well, might be doing some things wrong in the local setup, but this probably would have should have been showing that the account has a couple of vestings. But anyhow, that was the demo, and again, that'll be released pretty quickly in a working state. So if any organizations have token vestings, they'll be able to see that new view.
Well, the screenshots gave us a pretty good overview nonetheless. So thanks a lot, Brett. Are there any questions about this demo? All right, so I think we can close this this call. So thanks a lot, everyone, again for joining in. Thanks for these great demos, and see you all in 2 weeks.
Thanks, guys.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Bye, guys.